Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Gabrielle Reed, and today is kind of a down day, so I decided to just get on here and talk about my CBS internship and how I was able to get that. If you see me looking down, I have some notes here that I'm just looking at. So this is my first time doing a YouTube channel video, so I'm kind of just riffing and rolling, and we'll see how it goes. I basically had a starting point when I started my job search, just like most people. I was sitting at home. It was the summer of 2018. I remember this very vividly. At this point, I was about 20 years old, and I was just like very hungry, trying to figure out how I could really get into the media business. And so I was looking online one day while I was doing my summer online classes, because this particular summer I did not have a summer job. Like, I was slick broke, y'all. So I was just like, man, I really need to get my feet wet. At this point, I had contributed to like the Lansing State Journal, Huffington Post. I had done a lot of different things in terms of getting like bylines, but I didn't have any like professional 9-to-5 like go to an office experience. So it was very crucial that I tried to get my feet wet. Just for context, I am a communication major. I shall be getting my degree hopefully in December 2020. I will be walking across that stage. But this was like such a pivotal moment in my life, me going about this. So the National Association of Black Journalists, they were having a convention, and it was coming to my hometown, Detroit, Michigan, down at like the Cobo Center. So I was like, I gotta get in there some way. I looked online, just like I normally do. I Googled, and I saw that the tickets to get in were about $400. And at this point, I believe it was like about August, maybe like early August. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw how much the tickets were, and I realized, okay, I don't have that money, so I don't really know how I'm gonna get in. So something told me, actually the Holy Spirit told me, to just go in and press NABJ volunteer. So that's what I did. I searched NABJ volunteer into like the search engine on Google, and then gratefully something popped up. It basically stated, and this is game for all of my media students who really want to work in the media. This is something that you need to do, honey. So basically, at NABJ, you can volunteer, and the time that you volunteer is the time that you can basically get at the conference. So I volunteered maybe on a Monday or Tuesday. Actually, no, it was a Monday. I volunteered. I would just sat at the registration desk. I sat at the registration desk, and I basically told people where to go. Like, hey, this is a restaurant, or hey, this is how you get to this room, or hey, this is on the second floor or the third floor. It was a very interesting time, and I was just sitting there, being able to even talk to some people who were journalists. I know Jamil Hill that year, I believe she may have won something, but I saw her coming in. I saw multiple different journalists and people in my industry of choice coming in and just asking for directions. So that was really cool, just being a part of all of that. So from there, I did my 8 hours of volunteer time, and I believe that Tuesday was like the career fair. I don't know about other people, but for me, I'm a very strategic networker, and I'm very strategic in the way that I build my associations and just how I am as a person. I believe that good manners, professionalism, hard work ethic, those are the things that will take you further than you ever could imagine. So it was really important for me to get into that career fair and specifically speak to recruiters about internship opportunities. I obviously had brought my resume. I obviously had brought and printed out at Kinko's all of like the different things I had written for, like printed out all of my actual clippings. And at this point, I had probably written for about 4, some prestigious, some local, just a pretty big plethora, I like that word, of just basic people or basic publications. So I did a lot of research in order for me to be able to know who was who at the career fair. I feel like you should never go to a career fair and not know who it is, who's going to be there. I think now LinkedIn is such a great resource, being able to know exactly who those recruiters are so that you can ask the right questions, so that you can just know which places you want to hit up. So for me, it was really important for me to talk to Crane Communications because they are very prevalent in my hometown. Fun fact, I actually got an interview with them, but just didn't work out. I ended up not getting the internship, but it was a great experience being able to meet with the recruiter. I remember she was an Eastern Michigan University alum. I currently go to Eastern Michigan University. So for me, I instantly made that connection and was like, oh, I go to EMU. And that was like our little, I think, conversation starter, so to speak. And so I spoke to Detroit Free Press. My father worked as a printer at the Detroit Free Press for about 15 years. So I made that connection. It was constantly just making connections so that people knew, yes, I know about your brand. Yes, I'm aware of like what you do in this media space. So I did that. And then I also spoke to CBS and ABC, definitely ABC and CBS. When I got to the CBS booth, I definitely vividly remember sitting down with a woman by the name of Diane, and she just told me about some different resources that I could take advantage of as a college student. Now at this time, I had just transferred to Eastern Michigan University. I was just getting to a point where I was figuring out what I wanted to do. I had worked on my school's we have a general university news station, and at that point I thought I wanted to be an anchor. I did not know about digital web content and how there's careers in that, and that you can actually write for different sites and do social media strategy. Like I was not that advanced yet. So it was interesting, like learning about these different job roles that I had no idea about. Actually, I'm gonna like scoot back. But and then I think from there, trying to think about what else happened. So from there, I got resources from the recruiter at CBS. She basically handed me 2 pamphlets, the Dow Jones News Fund, and one from the Emma Bowen Foundation. And just to kind of put a little break, a little insert into this, as a media student, especially a media student of color, it's really important to be a part of organizations, whether that's NABJ, whether that's Emma Bowen. I'm an Emma Bowen fellow. I'm a part of the Emma Bowen Foundation, and soon to be alum. And there's the T. Howard Foundation. Like there's so many different things out here to help minority students get from point A to point B in their media careers or their business careers. Like you just have to really do the digging and really get online and like just figure out what it is that you can be a part of. So I applied to both of those foundations. I did not get into Dow Jones News Fund, but I got into Emma Bowen. I became an Emma Bowen fellow, and I went through the process of basically, you know, having different news stations in the Detroit area vet me. I got a lot of rejections, and I also went about on my own search. I applied to over 50 different like just stations, media companies, and got rejected from them all. And I redid my resume about 50 million times, and it was just like a very, I wouldn't say stressful time, but definitely a time where I started to question myself. I started to wonder if media was really for me, and I really wanted to get this internship because I knew like this was the determining factor between maybe me getting a job post-grad or me having to maybe pivot in my career. So with that, brought me to this point where I was sitting on my bed back at the dorms. Right now I'm not in the dorms anymore due to the COVID-19 virus. But I was back in my dorms, literally like sitting in my bed in my bonnet, just like in my dorm watching TV and just feeling like, wow, it's now April. Matter of fact, it's like Easter weekend, like we're late in the semester. I don't have no internship to speak of. And then out of nowhere, as soon as I said that, I saw a 248 area code, a number called me. And so someone just told me, pick up the phone. So I pick up the phone and I'm like, hello? And then on The Voice, it's such and such and such and such from CBS 62. Do you still have a summer internship? Would you still want to have one? It was something like that, to the effect of that. And I was just like, yeah, like I still would love to have a summer internship. And so at this point, I was still a resident advisor. And, being a resident advisor, you have to be on campus a considerable amount of time. Of course, you have to have balance, but that's another video. But I had to talk to my boss at the time and say, hey, can I go and do this interview for CBS 62? And of course they gave me, the grace to go do it because they knew it was a big deal to me in my potential career. And so, I know I'm saying "and so" a lot, but that's just how the story goes. But basically, I went ahead and it was a Wednesday when I received that call. I had my interview that Friday. That Friday, after the interview, we spoke a little bit, and Emma Bowen connected me with CBS 62. And that's important to say that because they have really opened up my network and gave me the resources to flourish. So thankful to EBF for all they have done for me in terms of just my growth as a young professional. So cut to the chase of me going to that interview. We spoke and talked. My boss at that time, who I still keep in contact with now and who was such a great mentor to me while I interned over the summer of 2019. So basically, I was interning, and that was a great experience within itself, and that's probably going to be a whole other video because there's a lot within that. But I just want to go to tell everyone, and this goes to show that just one action can lead to another action. If I had not gone to the NABJ conference in the summer of 2018 and volunteered my time free of charge to work at the registration desk and to just be proactive in getting into that career fair, I would not have been able to have an internship in the summer of 2019 at a local CBS affiliate. It just would not have happened. So I think it just goes to show that hard work is really effective and it works. And as long as you just believe in yourself, believe in God, have faith, great things can happen. Great things can happen. They really can. And so that is my message for today. And if anyone is affected by the COVID-19 virus, I really just want to say my condolences are with you and may God bless you. I know this is a hard time for all of us, and just happy quarantining, stay safe, social distance is important, and I just want to express my love for everyone. And hopefully this video blesses you. I hope it blesses you and it inspires you during this downtime that we all now have due to this virus. So thank you. I'm going to sign off, but hopefully you enjoy this video and subscribe if you haven't. So thank you.